Yeah, I think I better move my seat. I don't.
Couple of Bible kleptomaniacs.
You never know what I'll do.
Especially if you live together.
That's the way. That's
Really what I have up here.
Well,
Yeah.
you want to get started?
Sure.
Shall we give it a shot? That's my prayer. Lord, let's give it a shot.
Amen.
Yeah, it's honest. A couple of housekeeping. This will be it for now, as far as Bible study is concerned. And we will commence again. I don't know how you feel about this stuff.
Well, we keep coming.
You do.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, but I keep thinking you deserve somebody who's good at this.
We're tough. We made it, and you didn't last week.
I know. I couldn't believe it. Karen wrote me. She said, "Is there Bible study?" I said, "Are you kidding? I can't even get down the hill."
Oh, yeah.
There's a sheet of ice. I said, "What? Who are you people?"
Let us know when one of us will come and get you.
I mean, seriously, it was bad.
It just started snowing maybe 10 minutes before.
But it's already frozen up there and nasty, and yeah, it was. No way could I get down the hill.
And you know, we have a different system than the village. Where I am.
You know what I'm talking about, right? And the wind. I
The
mean,
wind and my driveway was so icy, and I thought,
See?
I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
yeah, no way.
And the exercise class was canceled,
Yeah.
so
Well, there was a delay too, I think, that day or something like that.
Well, if the
Anyway.
school
Yeah,
does a
there was.
delay or
And the-
Right?
And the nurseries, or whatever school it is here,
Yeah.
you know, that's how we looked around, these
Yeah.
it's dark, there are no cars here.
Yeah, there's no way I can get down
Yeah.
this hill.
Well, we forgave you.
So I feel embarrassed about it. I don't want to be the weak link here,
Well, we missed it.
but I am.
We did.
We will come back if you have one.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Whenever you're ready
Well-
and want to do it.
We're ready.
Okay. I mean, I like doing it, so it's not a burden for me.
You just tell us when.
Just fun, I find it interesting. I hope you do too.
If it was a burden, it would be more meaningful for us, I think.
I think so too. I agree with that. I'll lean forward, Judy. Judy thinks when I lean back, I'm lying. When I lean forward, I'm telling the truth, which there might be some truth to it.
Well, you
Oh.
established that as my.
Yeah, I think so. I'm too casual when I'm leaning back. I have terrible posture. Anyway, so we'll be done today.
Okay.
And then how about if we do a little bit more after Easter?
Fine.
Something like that? That makes sense? Yeah, that'd be good. I'd like to finish this, the book, if possible.
You like what?
To finish the book at some point,
15 last.
I think that would be good. We're going to talk about Lydia today. Lydia, one of my favorite people in the Bible. Just love her to pieces. So that's that. Another bit of housekeeping has to do with if you want to, if you consider it, if you ever want. Well, if I say ever want, then it probably won't happen. But if you want me to try to answer some questions you have about the Bible, I'm open to that. We could have kind of a little back and forth. Why does God, permit evil? Why does He kill people? There's a bunch of them that are on some people's minds, and I'm open to talking about that. I mean, that's kind of my background is in that sort of stuff. And so if you want to do that someday, if you want to just think about it at home and jot down some questions, I'd be happy to I don't know everything, but I know some things. Well, it's big. It's a lot. So I don't pretend to know all of it. And then, all right. So those two things, and then I just wanted to recommend a movie that I saw. I saw it last night, and it's called Nuremberg. It's new. It was out last fall, and it's got a fantastic cast. And
I want to live long enough to have a current Nuremberg with the people that deserve it.
well, when you watch that film, you're going to think, this all sounds vaguely familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it in the theater?
I saw.
No, I think it's either on Netflix or the other one, whatever it is.
The old one was excellent with Spencer Tracy also.
The one with Spencer Tracy had to do with prosecuting judges.
Right.
This one has to do with it's a true story, a psychiatrist whose job is to keep Herman Goring alive
Why?
so he can be tried.
Okay.
So it was the generals, not the
Channel, is that new, Netflix?
Netflix or what's the other one?
Prime.
Prime. It's on one or the other. I forgot. I get those mixed up. But it is riveting
I didn't even know they made it.
and a true story.
Yeah.
And then what happens to the psychiatrist? He wants to understand what is the genesis of evil.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, and they tried other, Rudolph Hess, and they were all in the same prison, tried at the same time. But I highly recommend it. We just kind of stumbled on it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I watched it twice. I watched it.
I have to tell you.
Nicole went to bed. I watched it again.
I'm saying to God, please let me live long enough.
I know.
Sit here in Nuremberg for these three.
Who was it? Who was in Gladiator? That guy.
Oh, Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe is Goebbels.
He's in that?
He's Goebbels, and he speaks German. At the beginning, it sounded like flawless German. He's fantastic.
Who's the psychiatrist?
The guy that played in the movie Freddie Mercury. Remember that with the big teeth? He's got. Do you remember? They had to put teeth in him because Freddie Mercury had big teeth. But he is fantastic. It's an all-star cast, really.
Oh my goodness.
It was riveting. Absolutely riveting. So, and I'm pretty picky about movies, among other things. Okay, so today I thought we would take a look at Paul's interaction with Lydia, and I think it's chapter 17, something like that.
16.
Is it 16?
16.
Conversion of Lydia.
Where is that?
The uproar poems. Yeah, 16. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, so when you think about the book of Acts, what are some of the big themes that come up? When you think about the book, what?
Speaking in tongues.
Speaking in tongues, right? Anything else come to mind? This is kind of concerning. When you think about the book of Acts, what comes to mind?
The birth of the church.
The birth of the church.
Yeah, Christianity, the beginning of Christianity as we
No way.
Yeah, okay, good. Anything else come to mind? What are some of kind of the sub-themes? How did they pull that off?
You don't have to be Jewish to be a Christian.
You don't have to be Jewish to be Christian. That's a big theme in the book of Acts. You want to say a little bit more about that? No. Well, if you don't have to be Jewish, what do you have to be? What's the ticket? How do you get a ticket? How do you get in?
Faith.
Faith in what? Christ. Yeah, it's real simple, right? That's one of the things in Acts that sort of stands out is how simple it is. You just say yes, you're in, right? You're in, and let's try to follow. Let's try to follow who? Jesus. And what else? When you say, I'm following Jesus, what are you saying? What is one saying?
To his, what he says.
Okay, so commitment of his teaching. Okay, I'm a follower of Jesus. I believe in Jesus. I'm a follower of Jesus. Therefore, this is what I do. It's real simple, right? Maybe it's too simple. Christianity might be too simple. And then every little church kind of does their own thing. They have their own kind of thing because of where they're located, the kinds of people that come to the church, the sorts of people that are attracted to the church. So each little church has its own style because of the particularity of their location and makeup of their population, right? So we do that here. We've got people that are good at this, that, this. So we do food. We have people that really like music and are good at it, so we do music. You see what I mean? We're open to the community. They're in the building constantly, right? So that's because of who we are. It's just who we are. We're going to follow Jesus. He seems to be up for that. He's feeding people, right? There's worship going on. There's community going on. There's not a big divide between who's in and who's out with Jesus, right? We're going to find that out right now with Lydia. Yeah, there's the boundaries are porous with Jesus. They're porous. Doesn't mean there aren't any boundaries, but they're porous. So
And there's not such an emphasis on following rules.
exactly. Yeah. What's the emphasis then?
Belief in Christ.
Right. Here's the roadmap, and figure it out. Go figure it out. How are you going to do it? You know, some churches are going to make roast beef. Other people are going to have hot dogs. Other people are going to, have chimichangas. You know what I mean? It's your style. It's just your style. And it's not until Constantine where there's a very defined moment where things are codified. In other words, all churches are going to do this. All churches are going to stand up for the Apostles' Creed. That's Constantine's time, right? All churches are going to follow the canon, the prescribed books in the Bible because they are holy. The church had been around for 250 years, as long as we've been around as a nation, without that. So when Constantine says, "I'm a Christian, therefore so are you," that's when the codification happens. Boom, 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 and that takes away from, right? It takes the edges off of, on the one hand, you have to have an empire that has some core of belief. We have the Constitution, right? That's the core of who we are. And in the Roman Empire, the core was was Christianity. We're going to do that. They didn't, but it was a good idea. I don't know how well we're doing with the Constitution right now, but these things erode over time too, of course. But so that was 320, let's say 325 AD. So the church before that was kind of pretty freewheeling. There were bishops and there were meetings and that sort of thing.
They were buying the hats.
Sorry?
They were buying the hats, the bishops.
Well, they didn't have hats then.
That's what they were saying. That in the past, well, I think it's still going on, to tell you the truth. When I see some of these bishops and I listen to them,
Yeah.
I think they bought theirs too.
Yeah, well, they're Nimrods, some of them, as we would say in Michigan. You have people with different motivations, and there's the money and the prestige and all that. That's why I came to Lyall, was because of all the prestige, and I looked the part.
I'm sorry.
No.
Was it common at that time that that women were in business? It seems like Lydia was a businesswoman.
Oh, yeah. She is something.
I just kind of wondered, speaking about if you have questions.
Yeah.
I kind of think that's odd.
Oh, it's terribly odd.
That she would be selling purple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Purple. We're going to get into purple in a minute. Yeah, but all right. So that's some of the overarching themes of the Book of Acts. Okay. This is also a time when it was just beginning, where the Roman Empire was saying, this is before Constantine, this is in the beginning, when the Roman Empire was saying, what's that? And that is a very bad thing when you get the attention of the Romans. Very bad thing. What's that? And that's where the word Christians came up. It was a derogatory term. You think you're little Christ, right? Christians is little Christ. You guys think they're a little Christ. And then what are they doing? It's odd. Romans do not like experimentation. They want business. And business needs to be reliable. It needs to be, they've got the Roman roads, they've got the sea routes, all that. It's about business. And if you're disrupting business in any way, shape, or form, they will crush it. They're not there yet, but they're going to be. So the bishops in this time, they will be spending quite a bit of time on crosses. You know, the Romans are going to wipe this out. So you have people like Caligula. You know, there's some really bad.
He was
horrible. But there are a number of them that were bad. And so the persecution of the church hasn't really revved up yet by the end of Acts. That's after that, where it really, because it starts to spread. Christianity starts to spread. And even in Rome, there's a pretty big church in Rome. And the Romans, book of the Romans, you know, the Epistle to the Romans, that was an important church at the time, which became in time the place for the Roman Catholic Church in time, but not here. So yeah, that was percolating now. What's that? What's that? And so anyway, is that helpful? Okay. We are now at the point where the time of Constantine is coming to an end, if it's not already done. In world Christianity. What I mean by that is we are no longer cozying up to the emperor like we used to do. If you drive around town or drive around the country, especially drive around Europe, it is very common to have a church right next to City Hall. That's Constantine. Yeah. When you see that, that's Constantine.
Venice.
Almost anywhere in the Netherlands too. I mean, the new Academic is right next to the palace. I mean, right next to it. So that's Constantine. That the church and the state are wedded together. There are sort of death throes now, and you could see it with Christian nationalism. They're clinging to that. They're clinging to the fusion of the state and the church. They're clawing for it because the days of Constantine are over. And so often when you feel really threatened, that's when you really put up the heat. And that's Christian nationalism. And there's others too. KKK is like that too. So we are now at the end of that 1,700 year period. It's really interesting times. So churches are empty, right? Churches are empty. You don't have to come to church to be a good person, right? So I don't need to be here. That's one of the characteristics of the loss of Constantine and Constantinian Christianity is you don't have to be here. And the other thing that's popping up is churches doing their own thing, like the church in Poughkeepsie, for instance. We're off here, right? We're over here. Not Grace Church, but Where do you go?
The Assembly of God.
Yeah, the Assembly of God is like that. Right, so is the Methodist Church. You hardly ever see a Methodist, hardly ever, sometimes you do, but you hardly ever see a Methodist church next to City Hall. Presbyterians, Reformed, Catholic in Catholic areas, Baptist, you'll hardly ever see a Baptist church close to City Hall. And these are offshoots. So the last, couple hundred years, the grip of Constantine is lessening and lessening. So what's created is churches that are doing their own thing, independent churches, but they're not going to be anywhere near City Hall usually. Lutheran churches will be by City Hall, Presbyterian, Reformed, UCC, the old congregational churches will be very close to City Hall. And all that's going. That's all going. So churches are at the point now where if you can't learn how to do your own thing, you're not going to be in business very long. And that's happening. That has been happening in Europe since the end of World War II. And it's definitely here now. It has been since kind of the 70s, early 70s-ish. That was kind of the last hurrah for Constantinian Christianity. If you're a good person, you're a good citizen, you go to church, right? That's how it was. Our neighbors went to church, our business associates went to church. This is where you went. This is just what good people did. That is no longer the case. Gone. So churches have to come up with a new reason, raison d'être, a new reason for being. And I think the answer is this, the book of Acts. Keep it simple. You do you work the work of Jesus in your congregation, and you'll be in pretty good shape. You might not have full pews, but you'll be in pretty good shape. Does that make sense? This is what keeps me up at night, and has for 30 years.
Why do some of the churches bring off like the evangelical churches who are the white Christian nationalists now, really? It's almost all of them are, not all of them, but most of them, I think, are this church. They want to be the state. They want to be
that's right.
They want
exactly right.
their religion in nationwide.
That's right.
And
We are a Christian nation. You hear it all the time.
They're not Christian.
But they're not. Right.
They don't follow Christ.
That's right. That's right.
Nothing they do follows Christ.
Right. Right.
But they are calling themselves the.
But that's what they mean, though. When they're saying that, that's what they mean. We are good, upstanding citizens and we claim the initial sort of impulse of Christianity in this nation, and that's what makes us Christian. Is the continuity that we have with the founders and the early Americans. It was founded on Christian principles, and we embrace that and want everybody else to embrace it too. That's why we have a flag in our sanctuary. That's why we do. You go to other countries, they don't have their national flag in their sanctuaries. This is Constantine.
Oh, really?
That's Constantine.
Oh, my God.
You see that? You see that flag? And you see that one? That's the Christian flag, they call it. I think that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's called the Christian flag. This is the American flag. That's Constantine, right here.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if I had that idea somewhere. It's about that thick and
Yeah, Constantine's a really important person in the history of the church, for sure. So that's what I'm talking about. So that needs to be reworked, in my mind, that we love the country that we live in. We we help steward it, especially if it's a democracy, because we vote. We want to keep the thing from rotting. And that's, as a Christian, that's what we do. We try to have a moral vision for the nation we live in. And that's true for Germans. It's true if you're a Christian in Saudi Arabia. It's true if you're a Christian in China. That's what churches do. You keep your country from rotting. It doesn't mean that we're going to force people to do what we think is right. That's different.
And make all the schools have the 10 Commandments.
That's right. Or no abortion or whatever, no gay people, or if you identify as a cat, you can't do that or whatever. But
Make these groups and say they're evil, you can't be,
that's right.
Yeah, groups of
So the
humanity.
right. So the problem has been, as history has rolled along with churches, is that you emphasize, I am a good person, and therefore I go to church. Well, sorry, ethics comes later. The primary issue is that you have been saved by God's grace because you need it. And you lose that. I belong here, I deserve to be here. You hear that all the time. If this person, by their life, of course they're going to go to heaven because they earned it. You don't earn it. It's a gift from God. It's grace. That's how you get in. Right? Does this make horse sense?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's just a different way of, but that's this stuff. The book of Acts, that's what it's about. God's grace permits you to enter. So you say, yes, it's simple. But all the work is done by God in Christ. All the work is already done. So I've found churches that don't understand this. They don't understand what I'm talking about.
I know a lot of
Right. Right. It's based on being a good American. If you're a good American, you're ipso facto a Christian. That's not true. It's not true. I'm glad you're a good, upstanding American. Don't get me wrong. I think that's great. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about that. And the book of Acts over and over and over reaffirms that. So some people feel bad. Like, well, why would you do anything good? If it's all grace, you get in by God's grace, why would you do anything good? You can be a slob, you can be a horrible human being if it's all about God's grace. So why be good? What's the point of it? Good question.
Well, if you're going to be a Christian, you have to follow Christ's teaching.
Right, that's
And
right.
I think that's where a lot of people get off.
They don't want to do
That's
that.
one thing.
I don't want to do it half the time.
Yeah, well, you can't. I mean, we can't do it all the time.
Right.
But the thing is,
Right.
and that's one thing that you have taught me really to understand is that people, the people say have, well, now I don't know how to say it now, I've lost it up here. But,
It'll come back.
well, go on and I'll think
Okay.
about it later.
Well, going along with this idea of why do anything good, if it's all about God's grace, why do anything good? One is that if you claim to be a Christian, you are going to be a follower of Jesus in what he taught. That's just what you do, right? It's like being a member of a family. This is the feast. This is what we do.
Well, isn't it true that a lot of the rules of the church they say is Christ?
Are not.
They never said half of what they say.
That's right. Yeah, they want to put anti-gay stuff on Jesus. He never once said a word about it.
You can't do this.
Right, that's right.
Well, I guess what I was going to say was that people who follow the Bible, I always thought was just, because in those churches, they all tell you, you got to be saved, you got to do this, if you haven't had some kind of lightning strike you, knock you down or something.
Sure.
I mean, and I think that is so wrong to teach.
Yeah, I do too.
And then as you taught that, some of those, most of the things that they tell you are from the Old Testament, or St. Paul was
Right.
pretty good at giving some of those.
We want Jesus to keep his mouth shut.
And they're not things that Jesus said.
That's right.
Or, they don't focus on Jesus.
That's right. Because Jesus is pretty simple. I mean, he's pretty, it's pretty
I think
simple.
that's what I was going to say before,
Okay.
was about the Bible.
All right, so if we say we're a Christian, then you follow Christ's teaching, okay? Other people, that's part of the answer. The other part of the answer is, why would you then be a good person, be a person of integrity? Why not? Why would you do that? And the answer, I think, another answer, there's two sides of this answer in my mind. And the other answer is because look at what you'll miss if you don't. Right? I think everybody is already saved. They may not know it, but they're already saved. It's already done. The work of Christ is done. So everybody gets a ticket, but not everybody punches it. You got to punch your ticket. Right? But I think everybody gets one and has since the death and resurrection of Jesus. That's what he did. So we're all saved. But some people don't know it, and some people don't want it. So they don't punch their ticket. And a lot of theologians would say, well, that's too bad, because you just missed out on a great life.
And I think you're the only pastor that I can remember in this church ever saying that. Don't you think, Sandy? Because we've been here the longest.
Well, I'm odd.
But I've never heard that when you said that the first time here, I thought, well, that answers all of my grief about being a child and staying up and worrying about becoming I'm not good enough. What if I die tonight in my sleep? I mean, it's a little child.
Well, imagine parents saying that. You got to do this, and we have them, right? If you want to be a part of us, you have to be this, rather than parents that say, we love you, and we'll work it out. Right? Isn't that what good parents do? We love you, we're going to work it out. You're going to make mistakes, any decent parent would say that, right? But somehow we want to twist that when we think about God and maybe about Jesus, but God especially. No, you have to earn it. Boom, boom, boom. You have to line it all up, and then maybe if you're a good little doobie, we might give you a key to the kingdom or something, or pat you on the head or something. I think that's enormously evil. It's so untrue. It's so untrue.
Freeing to hear. To me, it was like you made me free to tell me that I was already saved.
You're already saved.
I was already saved. All that time, I was born.
You were born saved. You get a ticket.
And I've never heard a preacher say that before. And it's true.
Well, I make the big bucks around here, and that's why.
But I won't get into who it is or anything, but not anyone here, no one knows them. But saying how disappointed or how unhappy she was that her brother and sister, she would not see them in heaven. And the reason that she gives, she doesn't say this, but it's because they don't believe the way she does.
Right, of course.
And there's only one way to believe, and it's her way. Or her church's way. I'm not saying just her.
Yeah.
But she's in this.
How cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, when I heard that, I laughed out loud because the brother and sister she was referring to are such good people and kind and decent.
But even that doesn't matter. That matters. I think it matters.
Well, she didn't say it to me. She wouldn't. No. She doesn't speak to me, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I've got some people here that don't speak to me either. But I think.
Clean up your Christian act.
I mean, if the death and resurrection of Jesus is meaningless, then what's the point of it? Isn't that the whole point of it? 2,000 years ago, that Jesus died for our sins,
Right.
He died for our sins.
They say that, but they don't believe it.
Right, but he's already done it. I mean, is he a moron? I mean, we so often see God as just stupid. I mean, I'd be a much better God than that. I mean, I'm not that great. This gets crazy, right? I mean, people have said that to me, and I've said, I'm more gracious than the God you're talking about.
Right.
And I'm not terrific. I lived in New Jersey for 11 years.
Wait a minute.
And you know what I'm talking about. I love living in New Jersey, but it's tough, right? Where I was.
So you say that you have to punch the ticket.
You have to say yes.
It means you do something.
Yeah,
At some point, you do.
right. But maybe after your death, too. After your death, you know how. I mean, is Jesus a lawyer, or has he got compassion? Okay, so you're dead. You go up to the pearly gates, or however that works. I don't know. And Jesus, I would imagine Jesus, if I think he's a classy person, comes up to you and says, "Well, what do you think?"
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah, I'm here. Do you want to be here or not?
But I think we get too hung up on labels. I
Yeah.
know people that really aren't Christian, they might not go to church,
Yeah.
but you couldn't ask for a better
Terrific.
person.
Terrific. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. So I think Jesus would say, the impulse that's in you is in me, too. So there's like tuning forks. It's like, yeah, okay, I got it.
You're doing my thing,
Yeah.
so keep doing it.
Right.
You don't need all of the others.
Yeah, but it may help. What I would say to that, and I have said it to people, maybe it would help to cozy up to him. Because you got a friend, you have an advocate. So wouldn't it be better to do it with Jesus and deepen our lives? I mean, there's hopefully a
But I
deep.
think that Jesus is working through them, even if.
Oh, I do too. Oh, I do too.
And
Absolutely.
if they're happy, you're just
Absolutely.
doing good
Right.
things.
Well, think
That's
about
really nice.
think about how many times Jesus has an interaction with someone, and what we talked about on Sunday. Go home.
He does
What does he know?
this thing.
What does he know? I got healed. I was in bad shape. There was a thing about the pigs, and I went home. I've never seen him again. That's all you get. Is he not a Christian?
He just doesn't need to.
He had an experience with Jesus. It's enough. It's too simple. It's too simple. He sends people home all the time.
Because people like to make
Right.
trouble happen.
Well, they want the small print to be the big print. The small print becomes the big print, and that just drives me nuts.
I tell you what I noticed when I started going to Italy every year. Now, I don't know if any of them would go to church every Sunday. And yet, everybody's so open. They'll talk to strangers,
Yeah.
they'll welcome you,
Yeah,
and they're so happy
yeah,
with nothing.
right.
That's what gets me.
Well, the Netherlands is like that too. They're terrific, and they don't go to church.
And I remember, I think it was the second, I went in 58, and then I didn't go again where I was thinking until much later. And I remember saying to Father O'Connor, I cannot explain it, but I feel so much closer to God in Italy
Yeah, sure.
than I do.
Well, I do in the Netherlands too.
Yeah.
I do in the Netherlands because they're socialists. Okay. You're gonna go, Judy?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Now, well, you leave Thursday?
yeah, I'm leaving Thursday. We are leaving Thursday.
Okay, so have a good trip.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it should be fun. We're just gonna goof around.
Have smoked eel.
We're gonna have all that stuff. Yeah, smoked eel is awesome.
You like smoked?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't like fish though?
I like fish.
I thought you said you don't eat fish.
No, I do eat fish.
You fish the fish, but you don't eat.
Well, when I'm fishing, I let them go. Yeah.
You
Oh,
don't need it.
Yeah.
I thought it meant that you just like
No,
sport, but you don't like to eat.
no, I mean, I could, and I just don't because,
You don't want to clean it.
well, I don't,
You
when
gotta
when
throw
you catch a fish that's this big, you want to put it back because
Yes.
you want it to get bigger. And then if you catch a big fish, you want somebody else to catch it too.
That's why they're all throwing.
Yeah,
it
that's,
back now.
yeah, that's why fly fishermen,
But it's good.
I've never seen a fly fisherman take a fish, never, 26 years.
My
That's why,
ex-
you just, you know,
My
I can buy a
son-in-law
trout.
was a huge, and he still is. He'd rather fish than do anything in this world.
yeah,
And he always throws it back.
yeah, sure, it's just a sport.
Yeah.
You're trying to fool a fish that's exceedingly skittish. That's why you go for trout. Other fish are, you can catch them all day long, but not a trout. Okay, shall we talk about Lydia a minute?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There you go.
This is sort of a prelude. But you'll,
I say Lydia, I think of Groucho Marx and his son, Lydia, oh Lydia.
I know that song. All right, why don't we take a look at 16:6? Well, hopefully what we're jabbering about in the beginning, you'll see it when you read it. That's why I'm doing it, Anyway, let's see if we're any good at it. Okay, so 6 to 10, we'll just kind of warm up here, see where he's going in Macedonia. 16, 6 through 10.
Oh, yeah, Paul went.
Okay.
The Mac-
Somebody want to
Macedonian
read that?
call.
Ruth, would you read that for us?
Yes. They went through the region of, how do you say it?
Phrygia. I say Phrygia.
Having been forbidden by the Holy Spirit to speak the word in Asia.
Ah.
Well, that's interesting.
Isn't it?
When they had come opposite, why did you give me this passage?
Just say anything. Say Poughkeepsie or whatever.
Wherever. They attempted to go into, oh, come on.
Bithynia.
The Spirit of Jesus did not allow them.
Uh-huh.
So passing by, they went down to tea. During the night, Paul had a vision. There stood a man of Macedonia, pleading with him and saying, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." When he had seen the vision, we immediately tried to cross over to Macedonia, being convinced that God had called us to proclaim good news to them.
Okay, so what did you see here?
It's interesting that
Yeah.
the Spirit is
Yeah.
speaking.
Don't go over
There
there.
was some traveling. They
Don't-
were all-
Yeah, they're
they were all
traveling.
over places.
Yeah, don't go over there.
But
It
they're
says it twice. Yeah.
Hearing the voice of the Spirit.
Right.
talking about that.
Yeah, don't go there. Yeah. Or don't go there now. It's unusual, isn't it? Listening to the Spirit. Yeah, we don't. Maybe it's like when I go fishing. I don't. It takes me a couple of hours just to be able to take in the stream and to be able to hear it. And after a while, you can actually hear a fish rise. You can hear it, but you wouldn't be able to hear it until you can settle in. And you will not, and I've taken other people out fishing to teach them how to fly fish. You can't even see the trout in the water. You can't see it. Your eyes just can't get there. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you see a trout in the water, you can't unsee it. So there was always a sort of an aha moment, and maybe the life in the Spirit is a little like that. Like we just can't see, but once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Why would the Holy Spirit not want them to preach in Asia? Is this Asia like we know Asia now?
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Yeah, Asia Minor and
But
yeah, East.
why would they
I don't know.
not want them to speak?
They're not ready. They're not ready. We're not ready. Timing's everything. Because Thomas, right? St. Thomas will go to India. He'll go. Okay, yeah.
Built many churches there. St. Paul.
Tons of, yeah, St. Thomas churches are all over the place in India.
Thomas.
St. Thomas, yeah. English missionaries went to India, and when they got there, there's St. Thomas churches all over the place already. They thought they were coming, they were new, and the Indians said, no, St. Thomas came here 1,800 years ago. You're a little late. Yeah. So, okay. So that's.
So is that Thomas the Apostle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he went east. Yeah, that's Christian tradition. But then when the British or the English Missionary Society in the 1800s went to India, the churches were already there. So they asked around, and they said, well, St. Thomas was here planting churches.
So why didn't the British know that?
They hadn't been to India.
But they didn't know that Thomas went to.
No. Mm-mm. Well, there was a question, where did these disciples, these apostles go? And so, it was part of the lore of the church to say he must have gone east. But they didn't realize that he did go east. Years and years, 1,800 years later. He'd already established those churches, and there were a lot of them. St. Thomas Church. Okay, you want to check out 11 through 15? Let's meet this woman.
Therefore, sailing from Troas, we ran a straight course to Samothrace, and the next day came to Neapolis, and from there to Philippi, which is the foremost city of that part of Macedonia, a colony. And we were staying in that city for some days. And on the Sabbath day, we went out of the city to the riverside, where prayer was customarily made, and we sat down and spoke to the women who were met there. The women who met there. Now, a certain woman named Lydia heard us. She was a seller of purple from the city of Thyatira, who worshiped God. The Lord opened her heart to heed the things spoken by Paul. And when she and her household were baptized, she begged us, saying, if you have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come to my house and stay. So she persuaded us. She took them all in. Yeah.
Some story, right?
Yes, that's pretty good.
Do you know this story? It's one of my favorite stories in the whole Bible.
I can't say I know, no.
I've read it.
Okay, so she's praying. She's not a Christian. She's not Jewish, but she's praying to God. She can do it, right? I mean, what do you do what you know. Give it your best shot, right? Sorry?
She was brave.
She's incredible. Just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she help them? Gave them money? And is this the one that did? Yeah. That's kind of well, I remember.
People have asked, how does Jesus get around? Because it takes money to travel, right?
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
And with Paul too, who's bankrolling these people? And it's the women. The women are doing
She
it.
was selling all that purple, so she
Right.
thought, well, let me help them out.
So let's talk about what we know about her. She's praying to God. Praying to God, right?
She and her household were baptized, so she was
Whose household was it?
Lydia's house.
There ain't no man in that house.
Yeah.
It's her household.
That's true, Roz.
Did you pick that up? And they're writing this. They're writing. There's lots of stories they could have added to the Acts and the Gospels and everything. More, but they chose this one.
She was ahead of her time.
That's right.
She had her own business.
Right.
And
Right,
But nobody,
it's
no woman would
you
do
are
that.
not going to do that on both sides. There's a bunch of Jewish guys coming into a Gentile's home, and it's a woman.
Yep.
You know, they're just,
Money,
and she's got money. How do you know that?
because it said she has a household.
She has her own she has her own household, and she's selling what kind of goods?
Purple.
Purple. Who buys purple?
These.
Royalty, money.
She was getting a lot of
Money.
purple.
So she's interacting. She's interacting. Lydia's interacting with people with money.
She's smart.
Smart. And what else do you know, there's nobody with money around here, of course. But if you imagine a community where there are rich people,
Yeah.
what kind of a person, a woman, what kind of a person does it take to interact often with these what kind of
A strong woman.
strong woman,
Very great.
right?
Yes.
Brave.
She's got great product.
Someone like that in Millbrook.
Sorry?
I know someone like that in Millbrook.
Do you?
She is loaded, but she is brave and she's wonderful.
Yeah, well, you meet these characters, right? And you think, and this is what I'm trying to get at with the book of Acts. It's like, what? You know, no, that shouldn't, wrong person, wrong job and household. You know, got Jewish guys in the house, insists on it, right? Isn't that what it says? And she prevailed upon us. So she's not just giving a casual, yeah, come on over if you have time. She's, yeah, come over to the house. I mean it. And then the whole household, what happens to them? They all get baptized.
Jail.
They all get baptized. Well, that comes later. They all get baptized. Her household gets baptized.
Yes, that's what it says.
Her household. Nobody else's but hers. So you've got this, see what I mean? The new church has this crazy style with crazy, unusual people from different backgrounds. And somehow the core of it all is following Jesus. That's the core. And if that's the core, then we'll figure it out. And you've got these, you know, tremendous personalities, interesting people that are flocking to this thing. Right? It's odd. I mean, it's so odd.
It happens a lot too, in that time, that the whole household
Yeah.
would come after one person, the head man or woman,
Yeah.
had accepted Christ, if you want to use
Yeah,
that.
sure. Yeah.
The whole household.
Yeah.
But I think maybe, I mean, they did it because she was their boss, so they had to do it, you know.
Boss or mother or,
Maybe
yeah.
they didn't really believe,
Right.
you know, but she said, we have to be baptized, we have to be baptized. If
Right.
you want to keep a job.
Well, there could, yeah, we don't know that if there's pressure to bear, but, you know, everybody gets a ticket. We do that when we're having communion. Everybody gets a ticket, right? You got a place around the table, and that's it. By kind of decree, right? We're in this thing,
So
and we'll figure it out later as we go along.
they're talking about adult baptism when this happened.
Maybe she's got kids. We don't know.
Well, sure, that's-
We don't know.
However, she is an adult and
Right,
is
yeah.
baptized.
Yeah, she's making a decision.
Dumped in the water probably.
Yeah.
because that's-
She said, yes,
She said yes.
I'm punching my ticket.
But
Yeah.
it's not the dunking in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Then.
If you're in Ethiopia, they still do it, and they dunk you in the water until you're drowning.
Oh, God.
So you get the idea that you're dead to yourself and alive to Christ. They keep you down there for quite a while till you're thrashing. Yeah, they still do it.
So they're really trying to make that point, that you are
Yeah.
dead.
You're dead to yourself, you are alive to Christ. Yeah, and we are not kidding.
We don't have to go there, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
Well, we still, a lot of churches still do the dunking.
Sure.
They don't, I don't know of any that do it that way.
yeah.
Keep you down
Yeah,
there.
the priest or the minister is going to keep you down there. Do you get the general idea? course, that appeals to me. But yeah, this is a very, very strange story that can happen with Christ. It's possible.
Was Lydia mentioned before this?
No, it's the first time.
Well, yeah, because now I'm really into this, and I want to know how she was able to do what she did, to be her own woman.
The background, yeah.
I want
Right.
to know the back.
She's breaking all these norms,
Yes.
you know, and the guys, they're breaking norms. Everybody's breaking norms. And
They
you
wouldn't
can,
have normally stayed in the house with a woman.
no way. No, a Jewish man, any man is not going to spend time with a woman in her house, let alone a Jewish man with a Gentile woman. I mean, they must have said, "What the hell is going on here?" Right? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's not normal. It's breaking norms. It's not normal. But in Christ, it's like, yeah, okay, we can see that happening. Yeah, that's the magic and the beauty of Christianity, I think, at its core, is you punch your ticket and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? It's really kind of loose,
And
right?
it's a lesson. I mean, I want to know more her prior time.
Well,
but
just-
it's a lesson that we, you know, it doesn't need that, really.
Need what? Say more.
Well, it doesn't need the backstory. How did she get to be an independent woman?
Right.
That's me. I have that interest.
Yeah, she's incredible. Yeah, she's incredible. So we'll just tie it up by saying this is just the beginning of Lydia and what she does with Paul. And
Yeah.
this is my I wish there was a little movie about this. Is I think Paul and Lydia have a little thing going. It clicks there. I'm not saying they're sleeping together or whatever. I'm not saying that. But there's something, you know, Paul's a bachelor, a lifelong bachelor, and he meets this, you know, tornado, and other things will occur now after this. You know, you can read on it and go ahead and do it. Where there's kind of this little magic going on between those two characters. And I think it's just so sweet, and I can almost hear her voice.
I think we have to take this back up after Easter.
Yeah.
We gotta go, we're
Yeah, well,
Lydia.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You know, the other thing, if you ever want to do it, I mean, people do it all the time, is great women of the Bible, or notable JL, who puts a stake in the guy's brain. That's one of my favorites. I'm sorry. You deserve better. Yeah, we could do that too. We could just take snapshots of different women or whoever you want. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm happy doing any of it.
It's kind of amazing how women got such a bad deal with the churches when the churches, and I mean the misogyny, like
Right.
in the Catholic Church,
Yeah.
women can't do this
Is-
and that,
right.
and they
They
can't
can't
be,
be
yeah.
Well, this is a world beater that we're dealing with
They
here.
can't now?
Right.
I didn't think so.
They can't be priests.
It's getting closer. It is. I just read.
Well, and pigs can fly. But
It's power.
it's only about power. That's all that matters.
That's all it is.
Yeah. So, in this instance, we've got St. Paul. This is a little bit later now. St. Paul writes this beautiful thing: in Christ, there's no more Jew or Gentile, slave or free, male or female. Do you know that passage? Do you know it? You know that one? Right? But all are one in Christ. He says that. That's early Paul theology. Later Paul theology says, I do not permit women to preach. They have to keep their heads covered.
Oh,
They have to, yeah, he changes.
Why?
He changes his tune.
Who changed it?
I have a theory about that.
Okay.
And that is, we're pretty sure that most churches at this point were run by women. You're run by women. And once again, Rome looks at that and says, what's that? And so, this is Tom Feet. So to keep the churches safer, so they're not flattened and destroyed and killed off, which they would be. I mean, Rome was famous for it. They were good at it. Just kill everybody. They wanted, St. Paul, I think, wanted to make it look a little more legit, so that the Romans would say, oh, okay, you know, it's just a new sect, you know, who cares? Men are running it. Okay, well, we will back off of the church, this new thing.
I remember I went to Father O'Connor, I said, how come you don't have any looks at girls? He says, you want me to be shot? They wouldn't allow it.
No, I know. So we've taken the words of St. Paul, of course, and stylized them to meet our own, you know, prejudices, worldview and all that. But if you read this stuff as it is, it's really, I don't know about the word radical, but it's staggering. Let's put it that way. It's staggering what's going on here. Way more staggering than what we're doing.
And when
I mean, what you say? I mean, it's really odd what's going on here.
When I first moved up here, it was all the people who had all the money that would be objecting.
To what? What I'm talking about?
Girls doing anything, having all two girls or anything different.
Well, you know.
You know, they had the power.
Well, of course. Power wants to hang on to power. It's always that way. I'm like that too. I rule this place with iron fist. Okay. Well, that was fun, and gosh, it's really nice that you come, and
It's nice that you come too.
yeah, well, when I do come,
Without you,
We don't get a lot done without you. We tried to get Gerard to take over last week in your place.
Yeah, how'd it go?
Is that his name?
Gerard.
Gerard,
Yeah.
Gerard.
No, he
came to
was
cook the
here when we
turkeys.
came
Yeah,
last
Mr. Turkey.
week, remember?
Who is that? He came to cook those turkeys.
One of our cooks.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
Wednesday.
going in and cooking, and I said,
Oh, yeah,
well,
yeah,
I
yeah.
said, well,
grab a Bible. Let's do
we
something.
were looking for you.
Yeah.
He said he had to go cook 2 turkeys. I said, you mean you're not gonna take Tom's place? And
I was the
we're here.
recipient of those 2 turkeys.
Oh, you are worried.
Yeah, we made soup here. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, he fillets those things and does a great job.
So he cuts the
He
turkey
debones
up
them.
before. Does he cut the turkey in a bowl, or does he take the spatchcock or whatever?
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
otherwise it tastes
Oh,
so.
these views are terrible. It's
So,
like, I feel like
Thank you, everyone. A lot of fun.
every Sunday, I can hardly get up and down to see the kids. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't know, you know, in the,
Get my,
I forgot. It's just me.
I can't get my, in the right position or something.
So have a good time in
It's too long.
Amsterdam.
Thanks.
Well, it is.
Thanks, Grace.
Yeah.
Now, the person that I was talking to,
Take me all the
she
way up.
has so much money.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
she's such a good person.
anyway,
And she said to me the other night as we were having dinner,
if you come
I've never been to Amsterdam, and I said, are you crazy?
Yeah.
That's the first place you should
I
be.
think so too. It's the easiest place to go.
Oh, and everybody's so welcoming,
In
with-
all of Americans.
and they're so free.
Yeah.
I noticed that as soon as I
I
landed.
know, yeah. And it's
It
quite a
was
place.
wonderful
Well, we'll
place.
see what they have to say. Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna talk to them, of course, about what they think about what's going on here.
Amy's just gonna be my big month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're counting on us
The only thing I say is
so
to
much.
God every
Well,
time, please let me live a little longer. I want a Nuremberg. I want to get Trump and Miller and Bundy.
Yeah.
I want to see her be honest just once in her life.
That's tricky.
And so
I know.
That's tricky.
I can recommend Lydia.
That's a lot of
I said,
talk.
don't bother, because I'm not going.
But then at the end, I said, well, if you have to take me, whatever you're
Whatever, I
ready.
say the same thing. Do your thing.
All right, you're leaving, so you have a wonderful
Thank-
time. I
thank you.
probably won't see you. I'm always help them my leg up.
Have fun.
Okay, Sandy.
And I don't want to hear that we're at war with the Netherlands or anything.
Oh, we're taking them out, we're taking them out. We're taking them out. We have a,
Sure, well, Nicole will,
we're going to,
has she ever